Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and today I am recapping the WWE pay per view that happened this past Saturday, Crown Jewel 2023. And wow, we had so many good matches. But first things first, I want to mention that my good friend Canadian Yorker, he can't make it today, so I am recapping Crown Jewel all by myself. So here it is. This pay per view was great. There was a lot of great matches. I have some friends that weren't happy with the results, but that's just that. And Canadian Yorker is one of them. So I hope you're watching this video, Canadian Yorker, because there's a lot of people that you need to acknowledge. But anyways, let's get to it. 2023 Crown Jewel results and my thoughts on each match. So let's get to it. So the first match is the match card. So it's the opening match of Crown Jewel. We got Sami Zayn versus DJ. Excuse me. we got Sami. We got Sami Zayn versus JD McDonagh going on one. This is a one-on-one match, a singles match, and this was a unbelievable. This was okay of a match. Sami Zayn taking control most of this match in this match. But obviously, and then eventually JD McDonagh started to beat down by Sami Zayn until the support came from the crowd. Um, Sami Zayn was able to hit a moonsault on JD McDonagh. Oh, actually, it was JD McDonagh. Sorry, it was JD. It was JD McDonagh who hit the moonsault on Sami Zayn. But at the end of the match, Sami Zayn was able to hit the Uvila kick and the Blue Thunder Bomb for the win. Sami Zayn defeats JD McDonagh by pitfall, and I had Sami Zayn in my prediction. So far I am 1-0 in picks. So I had Sami Zayn defeating JD McDonagh. So yeah, that was the first match of the night. Um, it was Sami Zayn defeating JD McDonagh by pitfall. I had Sami Zayn in my prediction video. So yeah, this was a okay of a match. This was a match that was put a little bit late. This match was announced a little bit late. It was announced this past Friday night on SmackDown. But yeah, there you go. The first match of the night. Sami Zayn with an easy win over JD McDonagh. Um, yeah, this was a great match. Obviously Sami Zayn has issues with the Judgment Day, so obviously, I'm not sure where JD McDonagh fits in with the Judgment Day, or else if the Judgment Day has accepted JD McDonagh yet, but we have to see. So yeah, moving on. Yes, Sami Zayn defeats JD McDonagh by pitfall. That is the first match of Crown Jewel. But moving forward. We got the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins defending the championship against Drew McIntyre. Obviously, I talked about this match before that. This was great history between these two men. This was an amazing match. I thought Drew McIntyre was actually gonna beat Seth Rollins. I know that one time Seth Rollins hit the Claymore kick on Seth freaking Rollins at one point, and somehow Seth Rollins kicked out out of the Claymore kick. Um, at one point, Drew McIntyre kicked out of the stomp. Basically, just went back and forth. Drew McIntyre taunting Seth Rollins midway through the match. I went back and forth. Drew McIntyre hit a future shock DDT. That Seth Rollins surprisingly kicked out. Certain times the Drew McIntyre Future Shock DDT does work, but Drew Seth Rollins kicked out. Basically, and Drew McIntyre drove Seth Rollins back into the steel steps with a spine buster. You all know how the situation with Seth freaking Rollins back. So but it is pretty awesome match. I went back and forth. And basically they went back and forth, Claymore and Stomp. But Drew McIntyre was trying to hit Seth Rollins with the final Claymore, But Seth Rollins dodges it, hitting a pedigree on Drew McIntyre in a stomp for the win. Seth freaking Rollins defeats Drew McIntyre by pinfall to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and I know people are shocked to see that. But after the match, Damien Priest tried to cash in his Money in the Bank contract, but he was ambushed by Sami Zayn, who ran off with the briefcase, basically. And yeah, this was a great match, and people are pissed off because they just should Triple H should just give Seth freaking Rollins the a couple of months off because of his back, but Seth freaking Rollins managed to defend the World Heavyweight Championship and defeat Drew McIntyre by pinfall. This was a great match, and obviously we've seen Rhea Ripley give Drew McIntyre a cold shoulder saying that I told you so. So we have to see if Drew McIntyre actually wants to join the Judgment Day, but we have to see what happens. Obviously the whole situation with Drew McIntyre turning heel. So we have to see what happens. But yeah, there you have it. Seth freaking Rollins defeats Drew McIntyre by pinfall, and thanks to Sami Zayn, Damon Priest wasn't able to cash in his Money in the Bank contract. So wow. So basically, that's just that. So we have to see when Seth freaking Rollins actually loses the title because his back can take enough damage, but it's insane. Um, but yeah, moving on to the next match, we have the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. Fatal Five Way. Rhea Ripley defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler, Zoey Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. This was chaos of a match. Obviously, Nia Jax started to brawl. A huge brawl broke off when the match started, obviously, and it went back and forth. Like I said, I was at work, so I didn't really watch this match. I know that it went back and forth. Um, I know that Raquel Rodriguez almost won this match. I believe it was um, I believe it was Zoey Stark that almost got the victory with a K36 to Rhea Ripley. Basically, that's just that. But yeah. At the end, it was a match that I expected. Oh, by the way, I'm 2-0. I got the Seth freaking Rollins pick right. This match was unbelievable. I believe it was Rhea Ripley hitting the Riptide on Shayna Baszler to win the match. Yep. Rhea Ripley overcomes the odds and said that she was gonna do what she said she was gonna do, and proving that she's the most dominant woman in the woman division. Rhea Ripley defeats Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoey Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez in the fatal five-way match to retain the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. There was no doubt that Mommy was gonna win this match. So I'm 3-0 so far. This was a great match. Rhea Ripley defeating all four women to retain the World Heavyweight Champion. I kind of knew this was gonna happen for Judgment Day's sake. So yeah, Rhea Ripley successfully retains the World Heavyweight Championship in this brutal fatal five-way match. What a match! I have several thoughts. Really, it was a it, it was a fight. It was a great fight. It had a lot of up and downs, but Rhea Ripley came out on top. But yeah, moving forward to the next match, John Cena, the six-time greatest of all time, going one-on-one with Solo Sikoa, and this is a match that it, a lot of fans weren't expecting to happen. The end result wasn't really, leaning towards their way, in this match. But yeah, John Cena going one-on-one with Solo Sikoa, and obviously I said this before that this match reminds me of John Cena in his excuse me, reminds me of John Cena in his younger days when he faced off against Umaga. But this actually was pretty good, but the end result was horrible. Obviously, Solo Sokola's dangerous weapon is the Samoan Spike. John Cena had some, good plays, with the five knuckle shuffle, trying to lift Solo Sokola for attitude adjustment. But Solo Sikoa managed to hit the Samoan drop for a near fall. It went back and forth when the crowd says you still got it. After John Cena, like after each attitude adjustment, he tries to hit it, but Solo Sikoa is always there to counter it. Basically, it went back and forth, and Solo Sikoa basically just dominated towards the end of the match. John Cena blocked the Samoan spike, but then tried to lock up the STF on Solo Sikoa, but Solo Sikoa forced a rear break, impaling John Cena with a running diving Samoan spike. So yeah, basically Solo Sikoa hit the Samoan spike like 3, 4 times on Cena until he decided to pin him. Solo Sikoa defeats John Cena by pinfall with the deadly Samoan spoke by hitting John Cena with multiple Samoan spikes. And that's just devastated the way that it ended. A lot of people wanted to see John Cena get his first win. I believe John Cena's first win came like way before. I believe it was 2018 was John Cena's last win. I don't remember, but it was a sad way to end. We have to see what's the status of John Cena. He definitely probably was gonna retire, but we have to see what's gonna happen. But Solo Sikoa in a dominating win defeats John Cena by pinfall with the Samoan Spike. This is one of the matches that I missed, so basically, I believe I'm 3-1 right now in picks. So yeah, let's move on to the next match. Um, the next match is the United States Championship. Rey Mysterio defending the United States Championship against Logan Paul. And this was a great match. It went back and forth. Logan Paul, man, this kid has talent. This kid has potential. This kid has so many moves, slamming Mysterio. He hit so many unbelievable great moves on Rey Mysterio. But I think the biggest mistake in this match was Santos Escobar, bringing out the brass knuckles and randomly putting them in the ring. Rey Mysterio basically trying to kick Logan Paul, blocking the 619 and taking out the brass knuckles and hitting Rey Mysterio with the brass knuckles, getting the 1, 2, 3. I called it. Logan Paul is your new United States champion. Wow. I knew this was gonna happen, and I called it too. Logan Paul defeats Rey Mysterio to win the United States Championship. You better eat that crow, Canadian Yorker, because now your time you gotta have to acknowledge Logan Paul. So my friend Canadian Yorker picked Rey Mysterio, and I kept telling him that Logan Paul's gonna win, and now you gotta eat that crow, man. Um, but nonetheless, I know my friend Canadian Yorker is pissed off about this match. It was a great match, but Logan Paul found the opportunity and took advantage with the brass knuckles. He did the exact same thing to Ricochet when they faced off 1-on-1. I believe it was SummerSlam. But yeah, Logan Paul defeats Rey Mysterio, and Logan Paul is your new United States champion. Wow, we have to see what he has to say on Raw. That's right, Logan Paul is your new United States champion, and that's just that. Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer. He's getting old. He needs to pass the torch, and why not be Logan Paul? So I hope you can acknowledge Logan Paul on Raw, Canadian Yorker. But yeah, there you have it. Logan Paul is your new United States champion, defeating Rey Mysterio to win the United States Championship. Wow. But moving on to the next match, we got the WWE Women's Championship. IYO Sky defending against Bianca Belair. Um, Obviously, Bianca Belair wanted her title back, but this was up and downs. Bailey and Damage Control always running interference. You know, but it just that's just that. Miscommunication. I believe IYO Sky accidentally struck Bailey. But a huge, huge, huge moment. Bianca Belair was about to hit the KOD on Bailey again, but no other than who returns but Kairi Sane makes a surprise return and saves Sky for basically attacks Bianca Belair and saves IYO Sky. And basically, IYO Sky takes advantage, hitting Bianca Belair with the moonsault. with the help with Zayn. Basically, that's huge there. And Bianca Belair loses. IYO Sky defeats Bianca Belair with the help of Carrie Shane, Zayn with her. Basically, that's how heartbroken Bailey is because Bailey is actually the one that ended the Zayn's WWE career, basically. And so that's basically it. IYO Sky defeats Bianca Belair to defeat the WWE Women's Championship with the help of a returning Kairi Sane. I believe she's Japanese as well. I'm not quite sure, but Bailey. What's this mean for Bailey? Bailey is the one that ended Kairi Sane's WWE career, so we have to see what happens on Monday Night Raw. I think Bailey's gonna get kicked out. I don't know. Um, but we have to see. But IYO Sky defeats Bianca Belair by pinfall with the help of Kairi Sane, with a returning Kairi Sane to retain the WWE Women's Championship. What a match! And there were rumors that Sane was gonna return at some point. People thought she was gonna return at Survivor Series, but we have to see what happens on Monday Night Raw. Like I said, it might be the end of Bailey. They might have Kairi Sane as the leader, the new leader of Damage Control, but we have to see what happens. But anyways, moving on to the next match, we got Cody Rhodes versus Damien Priest. Going 1-on-1. Obviously, Cody Rhodes got attacked by Damien Priest this past Raw. I think it was SmackDown. I can't remember. It was Raw. Sorry. Damien Priest hitting a steel chair on Cody Rhodes' leg. But you gotta remember, guys, that Cody Rhodes always fights through injuries. Going back to Hell in a Cell, Cody Rhodes fought Seth Rollins with a torn pec, I believe it was. But yeah, this went back and forth. Like always, interference by Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. It went back and forth. And Cody Rhodes eventually was able to get the big win over Damien Priest with Crossroads. This was a great match. A lot has happened except Finn Balor and JD McDonagh and Rey Mysterio trying to call interference, but it didn't work out for them. I believe it was Jey Uso. Yeah, Jey Uso coming out and super kicking all three of them to save Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had time to hit Damien Priest with the Crossroads. Um, so yeah, Cody Rhodes defeats Damien Priest in a one-on-one match. Wow, it was actually a not bad match, except Judgment Day, as always, running interference is always annoying when they do that. But yeah, Cody Rhodes defeats Damien Priest one-on-one. So yeah, all right. Moving on to the last match, the main event match is Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. Acknowledge, guys. Acknowledge your tribal chief. Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against LA Knight, and this was great. This was an amazing match. Except Jimmy Uso, like always, comes out and help Roman. Roman just needs all the help he can get, basically. And Jimmy Uso with the interference, allowing Roman Reigns' leg put Roman Reigns' leg on the rope, and then people booing him. LA Knight trying to interfere and getting pissed off on Jimmy Uso, but then Roman Reigns out of nowhere spears LA Knight through the barricade. Um, and then Roman Reigns basically starts taunting LA Knight midway through the basically through the whatever you call it, the barricade, whatever. Solo Sikoa also came out with the entranceway. There was a couple times Roman Reigns hit the spear on LA Knight, and LA Knight somehow kicked out. LA Knight hit Roman Reigns with the BFT, but that's when Jimmy Uso ran interference. Roman Reigns spearing LA Knight through the barricade wall and bringing back LA Knight back in the ring, and setting up for a second spear. Um, Roman Reigns was able to hit the second spear on LA Knight to win the match, retaining his undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Acknowledge your tribal chief, guys, Canadian Yorker. Yeah. But yeah, Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight by pinfall to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and I was also correct with this match. But Canadian Yorker, he needs to. If you guys haven't seen my my last my crown jewel prediction video, you'll see Canadian Yorker picking LA Knight over Roman Reigns. Like that guy needs to get off the whatever drugs he was on that night, because how the hell would LA Knight win? I told you Roman Reigns would win. Canadian Yorker. But all due respect, he's a great guy. But anyways, that will do it. Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight by pinfall to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Acknowledge your tribal chief, best champion out there. Um, but anyway, that is the recap for Crown Jewel. Great matches. Obviously, there were matches that people were pissed off. Overall, I give this pay per view a B plus. I think there was great matches. But yeah, that will do it for this pay per view Crown Jewel recap video. I'm Bruin Steel. If you guys haven't done so, be sure to check out my friend Canadian Yorker. Check out his channel. His link will be in the description. Check out his channel and give him a sub. If you haven't done so, also check out my channel. Hit this like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Tell me what you guys know. Tell me what you guys think of this pay per view. And now it's the round. It's the now it's time for the now it's time for Survivor Series War Game. So I can't wait for that. That's gonna be on November. I believe that's November. I think that's like December. I think it's yeah end of November is Survivor Series War Game. So it's announced there's gonna be War Game team. So we have to see what happens. But anyways, I'm Bruin Steel. Thank you guys for watching, and that will do it for my Crown Jewel recap video. And take it easy, guys. And I am out.